Carroll County, with its flat-topped mountains covered with upland forests of oak and hickory known as the Ozark Mountain Range, was formed on November 1, 1823 and named for Charles Carroll, a signer of the Declaration of Independence. Some of the most spectacular scenery in the Ozarks is found here. Forests, meadows, limestone bluffs, beautiful lakes, and environment-friendly cities make Carroll County a wonderful place to live.
Carroll County Solid Waste started back in 1993. Carroll County was the first county in the state of Arkansas to form an authority. Between the mayors of the three cities and myself at that time was county judge, recognized that we very much needed to get control of our solid waste stream, we needed to provide more services, and we were also very, very concerned about our environment. By doing the authority, we were able to exercise intergovernmental agreements and work ourselves and take advantage of a lot of opportunities that we would not have otherwise had. Initially, we just had a contract for one city. Now we are contracted in every city for the hauling, and we provide curbside recycling in those cities. We also do about probably 60% of the county.
Carroll County Solid Waste Authority provides curbside recycling to each of its customers, both city and rural. Collection personnel travel an average of 100 miles each day and collect over 13,000 pounds of material to be recycled. The recycle bins placed at the curbside are collected in a single stream process, with the exception of the paper products, which are placed in a separate compartment in the truck. When the route is completed, the material is then transported to the Recycling Process Center located in Eureka Springs, where it is unloaded into the central collection area. With the exception of cardboard and paper, the material collected on curbside routes, as well as the material that comes from the drop-off centers, is dumped at a central collection area and then pushed onto an inclined conveyor belt. The material will then be moved up to the sort floor, where it will be automatically dropped onto a conveyor that will move the material along the sorting line. At that time, recycling center staff will separate the plastic bottles, aluminum cans, glass bottles, and milk jugs. A magnetic roller located at the end of the sort conveyor pulls out the steel cans. Each category of material is captured in a separate storage bunker. The recyclable materials will remain in the individual storage bunkers until enough material has been collected to make a bale. Cardboard and paper must be handled separately. The cardboard, rather than being unloaded at the central collection area, is dropped directly at the cardboard processing line. It is then pushed onto a conveyor that will feed the cardboard baler directly. Paper, although handled separately, is processed and decontaminated through the main sort line. In addition to the curbside collection program, there are 3 drop-off centers located in the county. The collection centers are an important part of the overall program, as they offer citizens who are not authority customers an opportunity to recycle each item that is collected in the curbside bins, as well as the addition of cardboard. It is very important that people sort their material and place each item in the proper container. Doing this reduces the possibility of some material being contaminated and also enables the staff at the Central Processing Center to maintain a very high level of efficiency.
One of the major goals we just realized, and that was to offer curbside recycling at every location that we serve. So all the customers in the cities and 60% of the customers that are located in rural areas are offered curbside recycling. We would like to continue to expand, continue to grow until at some point in time we've got the solid waste stream captured throughout the entire county. We have to continue to be efficient. We have to put in place, we do a lot of fabrication of some of our own equipment, so we don't have to send 2 drivers, 2 trucks, that type of thing when we go in certain areas. And by doing that, we keep rates down, and by keeping rates down, we get more participation. Another thing is we implemented an education program right at the very beginning. But that education program we recognized is really the key to success. Now we have a lot of interest with businesses, families, schools, civic groups, all those types of things. So by developing targeted education programs, we have seen the participation rates increase significantly. If somebody called Arkansas Department of Environmental Quality right now and asked them who ran probably the best solid waste management program in the state, almost always they say Carroll County Solid Waste. And because of that, we've had people come in from Branson, we've had people come in from different parts of this state that want to see what we do. Been very fortunate to see the growth that we've able to have and the service that we provide. But we've been awarded a number of times on the best recycling, the best education program, largest volumes, all those types of things.
Initially, the school education programs were generating the most interest, and our students were quick to understand the importance of the recycling programs. Each of the public school systems, Berryville, Eureka Springs, and Green Forest, as well as Clear Springs School, a private school located in Eureka, have implemented quality recycling programs.
It started off with paper, and of course just the obvious school paper. We generate a great deal of it. Even though we are living in a technology society, there's still a ton of paper. Then we started with the cans, steel cans, bottles, plastic. We do some glass, and it's amazing what I get asked to recycle now. We have the East Lab help us, which is the group that's been around for in the middle school. They are the manpower, and they're the ones that initially wrote a few of the grants to help get us the recycling bins. Last year we had the kids, the East kids. One of their projects was to keep track of all of the big 1-gallon aluminum cans that came from the cafeteria, and so that part alone, we recycled over 7,000 of those. And so the kids figured up the dimensions, and it was all the lockers in the middle school worth of cans that they had recycled. And so whenever they had that printed out and the kids could see that, they were like, whoa, this makes a difference. I think we have recycled close to 14 ton of paper, which sounds like an awful lot, but it collects quickly. We have built it up, and it's taken 5 years, but we have a pretty good little system.
Convincing local business owners to recycle was initially a significant challenge, but now many of our business leaders embrace recycling and acknowledge that a good recycling program will save them money. Equally important is that commercial recycling is recognized as environmental stewardship by our business community.
At Tyson Foods, we are committed to minimizing our impact on the environment. That's very important to us. We have several programs in place to help us fulfill that commitment. One of those is the recycling programs. At those locations, we recycle approximately 60% of the total waste that is generated at those facilities throughout the year. Cardboard is the biggest recycling program that we have, and it's the most effective, primarily because cardboard is very bulky and takes up a lot of room in the landfill space. So we try to really focus on that program. The two locations, Berryville and Green Forest, in 1 year, we recycle enough cardboard to conserve approximately 12,000 cubic yards of landfill space. So that's we're very proud of that program. They palletize that cardboard on the production floor, and then it's taken to a cardboard baler that we have on site. It's baled and then taken to a storage place and waited for a third-party vendor to come and pick it up, where it's transferred to a paper mill and then reprocessed for new material. We collect our office paper on site, and then we donate that to Carroll County Solid Waste for their recycling program. The recycling programs provide a huge environmental benefit, but they also provide a financial benefit to our facilities. Each year we receive about $340,000 between the two facilities for recycling cardboard through our sales to the paper mill. That money is used to replace recycling equipment as needed, so we're very thankful for that. It makes us more sustainable. The benefits of the recycling program will be experienced for many generations to come, to include our children and grandchildren. As a Tyson team member and a member of the community, I'm very thankful for Tyson's commitment to the recycling program, and I hope that other facilities will join us in our commitment to conserve natural resources and to protect the environment.
The Ozark Mountain Solid Waste District's responsibility is to make sure there are some safe waste diversion services within the district. We manage waste hire grants, electronic waste grants, recycling grants, and we support 6 county facilities in each of our district counties. And we also adhere to a solid waste plan, And that's basically a map that shows how it is we need to responsibly handle waste, what we need to do with it. We manage the waste hauler permits, so we know what our haulers are hauling out of our district on a monthly basis. And we just provide good services to all the citizens within our district. VIA Recyclables is a consulting company and a brokerage company. We spend a lot of time in corporate situations helping companies figure out what they're generating from a waste standpoint, what they can recycle, and we help set up their systems so that they can successfully get those things out of the waste stream. And we help them find the best markets so that they can sell them and generate revenue. Our goal is to get as many things out of the trash as we possibly can, help them figure out how to make as much money as they can off of what they sell. And there's cost diversion from not spending so much on the trash that has to be turned not as often. One of the things that we really focus on with VIA Recyclables and within the district is to find markets for our materials that are domestic and regional. For example, our electronic waste is disassembled here in the state of Arkansas. That creates jobs for people who live here. Those pieces of equipment are disassembled in a confidential manner, and things are sold. Plastic is sold and some of the fine metals. As far as items that come out of a recycling center, we too try to find domestic markets for plastic bottles. A lot of our plastic is sold and turned into polar fleece, automobile parts, decking, fencing, and we really like to see that material stay within the United States.
We started our recycling a good 25 years ago, just first with our cardboard, and then we moved into various things like metals. We're strong advocates on what we call repurposing products off the property, such as cardboard recycling now is built on a platform that was used from a building that we removed the stairs from, and all the staircase landings are part of the recycling container that holds the cardboard. We strip down anything usable parts that we can reuse for other equipment. We try to reuse as much as we can to keep everything out of the ground. Basically, our PTAC units is what is for guest rooms. When a PTAC unit is no longer usable, then we have you have to recapture the freon first, and then we have people who come and pick them up, and what they're doing is removing coppers, precious metals from those, and then they take the rest to the recycling in Berryville. I guess we're still the only property still in that pilot program that we have I think it's a 4-yard container that we dump all of our metals and plastics in. We are already doing a small portion of all of our papers, plastics, cans, especially aluminum. Next step is to purchase these special where guests can put their recyclables in one side and their disposables in the other.
All the material you recycle, such as aluminum, paper, plastic, glass, and cardboard, are made into thousands of recycled content products. You may be buying recycled and not even know it. For example, most cereal boxes, aluminum cans, steel cans, and glass bottles have recycled content. Many products we use at home, including paper towels, detergent bottles, garden hoses, paint, carpet, insulation, clothing, and shoes, may very well have recycled materials. Often, school supplies such as pens, pencils, paper, and notebooks are manufactured using recycled materials. The choice to buy products with recycled content is the smart choice. When shopping, look for arrows on the products you're about to purchase and read the label. This is the best way to ensure that the product truly contains materials that were recycled.
Carroll County Solid Waste Authority's got one of the best recycling facilities in the state of Arkansas. A lot of other places have modeled their centers after ours. We run this facility with 4 employees and myself. They hand sort everything that comes in here, and we put out about 4 million pounds a year that we keep out of the landfill. We recycle paper, cardboard, aluminum, steel, glass bottles, plastic bottles, hazardous waste, electronics. We have a big horizontal baler that we bale our paper and plastics in. And then we have 3 downstroke balers, 1 steel, 1 aluminum foil. And then we have a big baler that's new to our facility out back, and we bale cardboard in that baler. Recycling is a three-step process. The first step would be collection. Collection is when you place your items at the curb for us to pick up, or you bring them and put them in a bin here at the recycling facilities. The second step is manufacturing. Manufacturing is when we send our product off that we've recycled to companies, and they break it down to a raw material and use that to make new items. And the final step would be buying recycled items, and that closes the loop, but it keeps programs like we have in Carroll County running. Remember, everything you buy affects the environment, and some choices are better than others. Thank you for working with us to protect the local environment and to make Carroll County an even better place to live.